All right, y'all. Today we're doing a story time. Somebody asked about a story time a couple videos back, so I'm gonna just do it now. And this is story time on how I got to Central Lakes. So we're gonna go all the way back to my freshman year of high school. So I was just Chase, move. It's his problem. Anyway, so I started off freshman I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. So the schools I'm saying is in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I started off as a freshman and at North Central High School. My freshman year, I didn't really play that much. I had a stress fracture in my left foot. So I sat out. I only played like 5-6 games my freshman year. Ended up losing in the game before the championship. I got knee in my quad. I was hurt, but I kept playing the whole game. It really doesn't matter. It was freshman year. Sophomore year, same thing. I'm doing cool. I'm averaging like 15, 16 points. We winning, blah, blah, blah. I'm asking the coach, like the varsity coach, I'm like, what do I have to do to get to dress on varsity? Because I'm basically like the best player on our JV team. Like, if I'm not the best, at least top 2, top 3, right? So I'm asking coach, I'm like, yo, what do I got to do to like be able to dress varsity to get up to a varsity, at least get a varsity spot? And coach is like, we got enough scores. We need people to play defense and pass the ball. I'm like, cool. I've been a pass first point guard my whole life. Growing up, I played on this AAU team. It was giddy the ball to these 3 people, go to the corner. I've been a pass first guard my whole life. So it was never a problem with me. But I'm like, cool. So I started passing the ball more, right? And I was passing the ball to the other 2, the people that you could say was like the best players on our team. I was passing the ball to them 2, right? And them 2, no disrespect, you feel me? They hooping now. They both ended up transferring out. They both doing good. They both finna go to college. Shout out to them. So them 2 ended up dressing over me. And I'm like, yo, coach, you feel me? I'm asking you, like, you said you don't want me to be as much of a scorer. I mean, I was still scoring, don't get it twisted, but I started passing the ball more. Because you said you wanted a playmaker on your team. And I'm not dressing. So I'm like, all right, bro, it's cool. Season come to an end. Never dressed once. And I was averaging like 16. Ended up averaging like 7 assists. And never dressed me, never moved me up to varsity practice, never let me practice varsity, none of that. I'm like, all right, bro, cool. So, boom. Then, end of the season, end up coming, end of the year. And so, I'm like, I didn't tell coach I was transferring, but I basically let him know I was transferring. So, the schools that was in questioning for transferring was Lawrence Central, Bishop Chatard, Cardinal Ritter, and there was one more school, but I don't remember the other school. Lawrence Central, I would have went there, but every year, if you live in Indianapolis, there's a school called Addicts. It's kind of like Addicts. They get new transfers every year nowadays. So it's like there was so many transfers coming in, it just didn't make sense. Bishop Chatard is kind of like Cardinal Ritter, the school I ended up going to, but we'll get to Cardinal Ritter in a little bit. Bishop Chatard was in question. I would have went there, but it wasn't enough melanin in Bishop Chatard. It wasn't enough black folks down over there. So I ended up choosing Cardinal Ritter. Now, with Cardinal Ritter, I got a friend. His name is Kaysen. He went to North Central my freshman year. He ended up transferring out to North Central his sophomore year and going to Cardinal Ritter. So that's also another reason how I heard about Cardinal Ritter. So I ended up transferring to Cardinal Ritter my junior year. I get to Cardinal Ritter my junior year, and so I get to the very first practice is at Marion. I remember it. I walk in there. I think I was late, but it's cool. So I get to Marion. I ain't gonna lie, terrible practice. It's a college school, a Marion University college school. I get there, terrible practice. I can't hit shots. I'm dropping the ball. I'm fumbling the ball, all of it. In my head, I'm thinking, damn, they probably think I'm trash. They're not going to give me the ball no more. A couple practice going, though. I started doing cool, started doing better. Then we start June ball. June ball come around. I want to say I'm killing, but you feel me? I'm doing my thing. And this is my junior year. So I ended up meeting this, when we get our coach ended up dating one of my homeboys' moms, and he nice. If you live in Indiana or around, his name is Jason. So they ended up dating, and he got on my team. And so coach was trying to get him to come to our school, so he was playing with us. So it was me, Jason, and Kaysen. We was really all hooping, like, but we also had our seniors. They was doing cool too. So we was all doing cool. We was all hooping. Over the summer, we looked cool. Then the season ended up coming around. So my very first varsity game, I had 19 points. So the first couple of games, I was averaging like 19, 20 points, like the first 5-6 games. And then the slump came. So I went down. I went down all the way to like averaging like 10, 11, 12 points, something like that. So then I came back up to averaging, I think 15. I ended the season averaging like anywhere from 13 to 15 points. We ended up losing. Oh, at the end of my season, my coach ended up moving me to the bench. I genuinely don't know why, but he just did. So the sectional game come off the bench. I believe I had like 18 that game. Off the bench. I don't know why he didn't start me, but that's a question. That's just, Chase, can you please? That's a question that just doesn't matter right now. But anyways, so we ended up losing in sectionals. Then, so I just working out. I ended up playing football. I played football both years. So next year come around, June ball, blah, blah, blah. We doing good. Oh, my June ball, my fault. June ball, my senior year, we played so many games. I got shin splits. Oh, my gosh, we was playing so many games. But I appreciate coach looking back on it because we was playing so many games, had so many coaches looking at us. But my shins was killing me. I ended up sitting out like the last week or week and a half. Anyways, senior year come around. Senior year, cool. So this year I'm averaging like 16. I ended up averaging like 16 throughout the whole year. I think the highest I had was like 28 in a game. Had a couple double-doubles, stuff like that. Senior year ended up going cool. So we ended up losing in a sectional game again against a school called University. Ended up losing a sectional to them. But now comes finding what school I'm going to go to. So I'm talking to coaches. Not really talking to coaches, but my coaches tell me, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So then my assistant coach calls me, and he goes, I got two options for you. We can either go to Texas and go to Eric Gordon's prep school. It was like a first-year prep. Or you can go to St. Francis. It's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You go to Texas, Fort Wayne. Now, Texas didn't sound that bad because my mama lived in Texas. So it was like, okay, I can go be close to my mom. But the only thing was my pops was telling me, like, first year prep, I don't know about it, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up going on a visit to St. Francis. Couple days later, ended up committing to St. Francis, right? So, blah, 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 ended up committing to St. Francis. So I'm on the way to St. Francis to move in. I'm moving into St. Francis. I'm on the highway. I'm in a car. My mom is in a car. My dad is in another car. We're moving all my stuff into St. Francis. I'm on the highway. On the way up to school, our head coach texts a group chat and says he's resigning. The head coach of the university on the way on moving day is saying he resigning. All right, okay, I guess. So, boom, we get there, blah, blah, blah. They let us know. So now the assistant coach is basically running ship throughout, like, the summer or whatever. And we trying to see if our assistant coach is going to get the job, right? So a couple weeks go by, and they tell us our assistant coach not getting the job. We got a whole meeting about it. They like, he's not getting the job. We get the job to somebody else. All right, I guess, bro. So, boom. Now, we ended up meeting our new coach. He come in, blah, blah, blah. We going. He asked, boom. At the beginning of the season, he asked, who do you think I should start? That right there, red flag. That's when I really realized I wanted to redshirt. Then also when they split us up, he put me on JV, varsity, blah, blah, blah. Me being on JV, not really a problem. I wasn't tripping about that. Played four or six JV games. I can't remember. Averaged like 16. And then I ended up redshirting. Like, I was like, I don't want to waste my year playing JV. So then I redshirted. Coach moved me up. He said I would have played in some games, but since I redshirted, I just didn't. So coach ended up, like, I practiced with varsity the rest of the year, blah, blah, blah. So boom, end of the season come around. Coach is like, asked me, like, where do you see yourself, like, out of the program? Like, we're the best. I said, probably, like, in the middle. So we had a big, he just transferred D1. We had a guard. He could have went high D2. We had another player. He is going D. I think he's actually going overseas or he's trying to go D1. I don't remember. But he ended up, I think he had bad grades or something, so he didn't play the second half of our season. We had another player. This kid was a freshman, and he really didn't play the first half of the year, but he could have ended up going D1 because he had a stretch where he averaged like 20 points for like 4 or 5 games, but coach just didn't know what to do with him, so he wasn't playing at the beginning of the year when he should have been playing all year. That was my dog. I ain't gonna lie, I got real close with him throughout college. Shout out Malachi, you feel me? That's my dog. So anyways, coach is like, oh yeah, Marshawn, I think you could contribute a lot with us next year, blah, blah, blah. But then he's bringing players in the open gym, and he's just bringing more guards, more guards, more guards. Then I end up going home, and I'm just scrolling through Instagram, and everything I scroll is more guards, committing guard, committed guard, committed guard. I'm like, all right. So I'm texting coaches, right? I ended up texting probably about 100+ coaches, and I think only like 2 coaches respond. The one in Minnesota and a coach in, I think, Illinois want to be a walk-on at like an NAIA. I wasn't doing that. That's not in a cocky way, but I'm not doing that. So throughout summer, the coach ended up calling me. I was at the Y working out. He called me. He was like, man, I want you to work out with a coach up in Fort Wayne. So I ended up driving to Fort Wayne, working out with the coach. He's like, man, yeah, I really like your game. I think you could fit well in this coach's program. This, and that. And for me, sound cool. So boom, the coach from Minnesota called me like, I want you to come down for a visit. I'm like, cool. I tell my pops. Pops like, yeah, we can get down there. So first month go by, we don't go down. Now, this is no shade to my pops. I love my pops dearly. But the only thing about my pops, he procrastinates a lot. First month go by, I'm like, all right, we don't go. So June ball, me and my pops ref. So whole June, we really ref it. We never go. Then July come around. Still don't go. Now August is here. We still haven't been. But that's besides the point. So end up, oh, sorry, I'm skipping. So now August is here, right? And my old high school coach ended up getting a job at a prep school in New Jersey. And he wanted me to come to the prep school. So for the last like 2 weeks, he's been trying to get me to come to the prep school. And they sent over like the financial stuff, and it cost like damn near $18,000 to go to the prep school. I can't do it. I'm just not there. We're not financially there for that. I'm just not paying $18,000 to go to a prep school. So ultimately, that's how I ended up committing to Central Lakes College, the JUCO. Feel me? So it's been a little hectic summer. It's been a little hectic 2 years going from St. Francis head coach resigning when I got there. Then we think the assistant coach. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, the assistant coach ended up leaving too. He ended up leaving in the middle of the year because he didn't want to be a coach anymore, and he just felt like he couldn't bring what he should have been bringing. So he ended up leaving. So me going from St. Francis, me only having 2 options out of high school, go to St. Francis or to prep school. Didn't choose a prep, went to St. Francis. Got to St. Francis. The head coach resigned as I'm driving up there to move in. Then the assistant coach doesn't get the job. A couple months later, he ended up resigning. So now we're stuck with a coach that doesn't know me at all. But somehow, God willing, I got moved up to varsity. I got to practice with varsity. But then, tell me I could do all these things. Then he comes in recruiting guards. Now, we're back at the bottom. So, checking coaches. Coach gave me a chance. Now, it's just me having to take full advantage of the opportunity. I'm moving in. I don't know when I'm moving in, but I got new student orientation on the 21st of August, so got to figure that out. But now it's up to me to take full advantage of my opportunity, go hoop, and y'all gonna come on a journey with me. So that's how I ended up at Central Lakes College. And that's my story so far, but I'm not done telling my story. I'll see y'all in the next video.